everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I want to talk about kind of where I get some of my decor pieces and design things from. And a lot of them are going to be Amazon. So this is kind of going to be more of like an Amazon-based video. But I want to share with you the things that I don't get from Amazon as well, kind of where I get them from, so that way you guys have an idea of where to go look for decor pieces and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so one of the very first things I did whenever moving into this home is changing a bunch of the door handles, the cabinet handles, the door hinges, all of those kind of things. So that is like one thing I recommend, just kind of looking at. If you don't like the exact design style that the house, kind of came with, you can change it just based on changing the door handles and the door knobs and cabinets and all of that kind of stuff. It makes a huge difference in your house. Mine were like a chrome nickel finish. It was kind of more of like a nickel finish, and I ended up switching them all out for like the all matte black again, like almost as soon as I moved in. So I kind of went ahead and went on Amazon. They have all different types of door handles. So they have, obviously the normal door handles. They have the ones with locks. They have the ones with the key in the lock. They have ones for like the front and back door. They have ones for, like the dummy ones. They have all those different kinds. So kind of just like look at what, doors you have, how many, count them, see which ones you need. And then you can like always look on Amazon and see what different styles and things that they have, and that will make a huge difference in your home. Something so small, but like being everywhere in the home, everyone has complimented them. So I highly recommend just kind of like looking on there and seeing if there's anything on there that something you really like. So anyways, yeah, I highly recommend going ahead and doing that. And if you are doing the door handles, I also recommend doing the hinges. And then obviously another thing I kind of did like in my kitchen and bathroom is I changed the faucet, so that way it's not the nickel as well. So that way it has the matte black finish, and it all matches, but you obviously do not have to match all of it. That is just my preference. I really like the matte black. So anyways, I recommend kind of going on there, looking at those small little details, and finding them on Amazon. Okay, something that is a little bit similar, but it's kind of more hidden, so I don't know if it's necessarily like a design thing, but it always makes it feel like my home is more expensive and luxurious and custom, and that is by finding the drawer rails. So obviously in most drawers in the kitchen, they only open the 3/4 length, and so like they won't open all the way. What I did is found full extension rails, so whenever I open my drawers in my kitchen and bathrooms and things like that, they open all the way, and it's a very nice gliding mechanism. It doesn't feel like the janky ones that are jiggling around that come off the track and everything like that. These are very different. They're very nice, luxurious. You can also get the soft close if that is something that you guys are interested in. Personally, I just like the full extension better, but I highly recommend doing that. That made such a huge difference in my home, and you can find those on Amazon and Home Depot, Lowe's, any place like that, and it does not take long. It's not very hard to change them out. It's like a few screws and things like that. So I highly recommend if you guys are handy at all and you want to do something like that. That also makes a huge difference. It makes it seem more luxurious. Okay, kind of back to the design stuff. What I highly recommend is going on Amazon for your curtains. So I would recommend regular curtains and shower curtains, both, because I can find, the like really tall, and like the different like lengths and things like that. It's really hard to go in stores and find like the 105 length and stuff like that. So I highly recommend going on there to be able to find the height that you want, because again, finding those curtains that are the right size is really difficult in stores. So if you go on there, you can find the different colors, you can get different like types of fabric, you can get different designs if you're kind of more into that. And again, you can do the same thing for shower curtains. I cannot stand when people put shower curtains right above the tub, or it's not touching the ground. So I found really tall shower curtains that go all the way, not all the way to the ceiling, but pretty close to the ceiling, maybe like a foot away from the ceiling, and it goes all the way down to the floor in my guest bathroom. So, and everyone always compliments it, and they're like, wow, because it brings your eyes up and it's so different and more designer-esque. So I highly recommend going on Amazon to find those longer lengths of curtains. Okay, I have also found quite a few furniture pieces on Amazon. So I have 2 sideboards that are in the guest bedroom. or I think it's just one, but one thing I recommend doing, if you're trying to go for more of like a designer type of feeling in a space and you don't have the budget to create like a really big sideboard or console table or something like that, but you want that same type of feeling and that kind of thing, what I recommend doing is actually buying two of the exact same one and sticking them next to each other and pushing them together, because whenever you do that, it creates like a full long piece, and it looks like it all goes together, and it kind of has more of that designer look, but again, it's on a cheaper rate. So like I said, I bought my sideboard in there from Amazon. I also bought some rugs from Amazon. I also buy like coffee table books. Those are incredible to find on Amazon. You can find so many different ones, so I highly recommend going on Amazon for that. But just finding, kind of some bigger pieces, you can find them on Amazon, if you're kind of wanting like a cheaper option, if that makes sense. You can kind of do it on Amazon, and I really like those pieces. However, I would not recommend getting smaller decor pieces, but I will go into that a little later. Okay, another piece I really like to buy from there is picture frames. So you can buy all different size picture frames, all different types of frames, and those are all on Amazon. So that is where I bought all of my picture frames, are all on Amazon, because you can buy, big bulks, that kind of thing. You can also buy like really large ones, which I think are the best, because again, I think you need to do really large wall art pieces and really large picture frames. So I highly recommend looking on Amazon if you haven't already, because they have so many different options on there. Like I said, so many different sizes. I really love the size range on Amazon for so many different products that you normally can't find in stores. And if you can find it in stores, there's normally like one or two of that picture frame. So being able to actually find like multiples that are exactly the same, that are the right size and large enough for your space, I highly recommend just like checking out Amazon, because there's so many options there. Something else I found on Amazon are baskets. There's so many baskets on Amazon. There's all different kinds, all different colors, all different, you name it. There are so many different types of baskets. So if you want a basket to put like blankets in, if you want a basket for organization, if you want any kind of basket for your space, you can always check on Amazon. You can also obviously go into some stores like Home Goods. It's probably a good place to find a basket as well, or even Target, one of those. There's a lot of places you can find baskets, but there are a lot of different sizes and types. If you aren't wanting to get out and you're wanting something delivered, that kind of thing, you can always check out Amazon, because like I said, there are lots of different options there. Okay, something else I always buy on Amazon is greenery. Of course, you can go to like Joann's and places like that, and you can find some really great greenery pieces, but I actually found some on Amazon that I really like. You kind of have to go through them, and it's you have to kind of be aware that you're ordering them, so you can't actually see them in person until they get to your place. But I have actually found some pretty good greenery on there that looks more realistic, and I like the way it like falls and that kind of thing. So I highly recommend checking out Amazon. I know I want to still kind of look and see if I can find somewhere else that has more greenery that I can go to in person. So if you have any suggestions on that, please let me know down below. But I really love finding like faux like stems and things like that. So I really like the greenery that I've found on there for the few pieces I've ordered, but again, it can kind of be a hit or miss, so because it's online, you can't really see it in person. So I always also check out the reviews and try to look at the images and like pictures people have uploaded, because they'll kind of do a really good job of kind of explaining that normally. So, but if you haven't thought of it, check out Amazon for greenery as well. Okay, so one thing I want to actually talk about is I actually got my fireplace insert from Amazon, which is crazy. At my last home, whenever I built a fireplace, I believe I ordered it from somewhere else, but this one I got off of Amazon, and obviously I absolutely love it, and it's always on. I love the different options. It looks really great. There's, you can also like put the beads in there like I have in there now. You can take out the black ones if you want to, or put in all black ones. And it also comes with like a wooden piece if you want it to look more of like the wooden fire. So that is a really great piece. I love how long it is. Again, being able to find that size is like almost impossible because it's such a long fireplace. But I absolutely love it. I love the way that turned out. And I highly recommend, again, checking it out. If you have something that you want to be like a really large size that's kind of unusual and you can't really find in many other places, go check on Amazon. They have really great different like size ranges for things, so I really love going there for that. Okay, so like I said, I don't normally do any decor pieces from Amazon, and the reason being, normally you can't see the exact quality, you can't see the size, you can measure it, but it's still kind of hard to tell, and I feel like it's just, I don't know, they kind of need to up their game there for decor pieces, if I do say so myself. But I recommend always going and checking out, I actually really love Target for a lot of things. So like some of the pieces on the console table back there, I got from Target, actually quite a few of them. I mean, I've gotten most things in here from Target. But I also actually recommend going to like rustic local places where you won't be able to find anything else. Find it anywhere else, sorry. But I really recommend going there because you can find really cool, unique pieces that are one of a kind that only you're going to have in your home, and that's going to make your home special and unique. And I think it's really important to do that. A lot of people like going to antique stores to find pieces like that. I personally am not a huge antique person. I mean, I have gone into antique stores before, and you can find really great, unique pieces in there. But I found a local place where I actually know the owners of them, and they have them all like really special made. And I really love seeing those pieces and grabbing them whenever I can, because again, they're so unique and different, and not everyone's gonna be able to just go grab one of those like the other pieces. So whenever it comes to decor pieces, I really like to try to make it more one of a kind, and Amazon's not going to give that option, and it's also not going to give a big enough size of things. So if you're looking for like pots for like a plant, I do recommend like Home Goods, or again, anywhere like rustic, and I love finding those big rustic pots that you can only find in like certain places. It's very difficult to find them, but if you can, I say go for it, because oh my goodness, they're beautiful, again, unique, and I absolutely love it. If you make your own pottery, go for it. Like, and obviously you can always buy a pot and kind of do it up yourself if you want to, kind of make it your own. That would also create like a really unique piece that is also meaningful at that point to you, because you've put your own artwork on it. So anyways, I highly recommend kind of looking elsewhere and trying to find local places, smaller businesses, things like that, because they normally have really unique pieces, and I feel like that's very important when you are decorating your home. So make sure you check those little places out. Okay, so for blankets, unless you know what blanket you're getting from Amazon, I would not recommend going on there, and the reason is because obviously you can't feel it. I am very much I'm very picky about my blankets, but I literally love blankets so much. They're like my favorite. So I highly recommend kind of going into stores to be able to feel the fabric, to be able to see how big it is, and how fluffy and all of that kind of stuff, because it's really difficult to kind of see a fabric and know a feeling based on a picture. So I highly recommend actually going into a store. Again, like Home Goods has so many different options. I bought a bunch from there, and Target. Those are the like two closest places to me, but there are so many different stores that have blankets, and I recommend just going in there and actually looking at them, feeling them, rather than ordering them on Amazon. And then the last thing I want to talk about are rugs. So like I said, I ordered some on Amazon, and they do have like really great rugs. They have really large ones. My large jute one is from Amazon, and it also worked out because I also didn't have to go pick it up, and I only have one little car that would not be able to carry a rug this big, so being able to order it on Amazon was very helpful, because it was actually delivered to my home, and I didn't have to pay for like my shipping and all of that because I have Prime, so it was really helpful. But I also recommend going to like a Lowe's or Home Depot for rugs. I know that sounds a little crazy. It's hard to find a really big size, but they have pretty decent sized rugs for a pretty like low price, and they have really cool designs and stuff there. So the one that I have on top of my jute one in here, that one's actually from Home Depot. I think it was the last one that they had in one of those big rug piles, if you know what I'm talking about. So I recommend actually going and checking those out, because they do have some pretty good ones, and the price is pretty reasonable as well. So I highly recommend, because rugs can be very, very expensive. to just go check those places out first before like going on like Amazon or somewhere else, because yeah, a huge difference there. Alright, you guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this and my little tips for kind of where I get different design pieces and different design elements in my home. So that way you guys know where to go shopping. And if you have any questions, please let me know down below. If you guys have any suggestions, especially for greenery and, you know, like faux plants and stems and things like that, let me know down below. I would love to hear where you guys go shopping and, you know, find all of your goodies. It's so much fun, and I hope this kind of helped you guys. But let me know down below again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.